One Republic's Ryan Tedder is on with Bennett from Most Requested Live.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, how you doing,
man?
You too.
What's going on? Where are you in the world?
I'm in West Hollywood, California.
Awesome. Off the road temporarily, right? You just wrapped up.
Yeah, off the road for about a month until we go back to Europe, Middle East, Africa. It's
phase two.
Between Halloween and Thanksgiving is just nuts.
Yeah, I saw it. It looks like a lot of fun too. Congrats on this year, man. It must be a whirlwind for you. Yeah,
it's been a lot. It's going to be over like that because it has just been a lot.
Yeah, I ain't worried. One of my favorite songs of the year. Just congrats on all the success you've seen from it. I'm just blown away by the song. It's kind of like the perfect storm. I mean, You have this song that is just incredibly beautiful and catchy, matched with one of the biggest movies of all time now, Tom Cruise, Miles Teller's abs. This doesn't happen by accident.
We planned it. That, I went into the pandemic as soon as COVID-19 locked us all down, and I thought to myself, it would really work out convenient for me personally is landing a song in the biggest movie 2 years from now, 2022. And it was, put it into the universe, and here it is.
You manifested it. It's the power of the universe.
Manifest destiny, man.
Yeah, so I've of course seen your interviews where you've described the Zoom with Tom, and he's kind of painting the picture of the scene of the movie. You whipped the song together in 24-hour span.
Yeah.
Is that? I mean, I assume that's got to be so much pressure creating a song for not only a movie but for Tom Cruise. Does working with every artist though in your past, does that set you up for this? Does that take the edge off a little bit?
Yeah. I am for sure extremely accustomed to high stakes, and I'm very accustomed to immeasurable disappointment. So for any or all of the success I've had, what people only see is that they don't see that the week before, after, and following, I got rejected, terrible news. There's it's mostly rejection. And then every now and then one of them sneaks through and goes nuclear. And so I didn't want to disappoint Tom Cruise. I also didn't, but I don't really approach writing so much from that standpoint. I approach it from an inspirational, I'm going to blow your mind. That's like my whole thing is I'm more motivated by I'm going to let me blow your mind than let me not disappoint you. So yeah, it was kind of, I also knew that when I do songs for film or for TV campaigns, commercials, I did the original song in all the Tom Brady Hertz rent-a-car commercials for the last year, where he's plugging himself in. It's an electric, they bought all these Teslas and they've bought 1 billion hours of ad space. And so if you hear the song playing and the whistle and the thing in the background, that's me. And I submitted 3 or 4 songs to land that one. And so a lot of what I do is if it's for a movie or for commercial or whatever, I'll tell them ahead of time, I'm gonna give you 3 songs.
Okay.
And with I Ain't Worried though, and with Top Gun, I never made it to the second song. We were starting the second song, and I just texted it to Tom and said, hey, here's option 1. I love this. It feels like could be a bullseye, but we got 2 more coming. And he said, don't even do the other 2. This is it. I was like, all right, man, you know what you want.
Absolutely. And you've been doing this long enough where in your head, are you going this could be special? This could be it.
Yeah. I mean, I was so dedicated to serving that scene, and I had the benefit of having, they had sent me a watermarked copy of that scene coming off the, John Hamm's office onto the beach, all the way into I forget her name, but the girlfriend's house. And
right.
So I was just a big part of nailing songs for movies or TV shows is getting inside the mind of whoever is the director or the creative person behind it. And the thing that most creative people in film or TV, what they care about more than your song is the scene. Does it capture the scene? Does it serve the story? And so the funniest part about I Ain't Worried is it is without question the least I have ever tried to write a hit, in air quotes.
Wow. Okay.
In my career. I was so not concerned about whether this song was a hit. I didn't even think it was going to come out. Like I thought it'd be in the movie, and I didn't even know if it was going to get released. And when I was writing it, I wasn't even 100% sure if we were going to be performing it, because they hadn't really told me.
Oh,
and
okay.
I thought, as I was singing it, I thought, man, who else could do that? And I was like going through all the Rolodex of artists going, there's only one or two other artists that could even sing this, because the way it sounds, it was more natural for me to do it than anybody else. And so as I was doing it, all I kept thinking about was, this works for the scene. And we did not actually we did not finish the released version that you hear, that you play on radio and that you hear on Spotify. That version was not finished until like April of this year. And the movie came out, 6-7 weeks later?
Yeah.
I handed it in on an hour before the hard deadline to make the movie, because the only version that existed is what you see in the movie, which is a chopped up version where the chorus happens 20 times and the whistle, like, it's edited like crazy. And the person in charge of the music for the movie said, dude, like, in a perfect world, we have a version of this that's listenable, like, outside of the movie. We need that version. We need it yesterday. So we kind of scrambled, and I quickly wrote that second verse, and there was no bridge. So I just said, let's just make it a Beach Boys moment. And so the whole thing was like I was trying to write a really good song, but there was not even 1 second where I thought, and it's a hit. Like, I didn't think it was a hit at all.
That blows my mind.
Yeah.
That's a while. And here it is. I feel like it's just growing more and more as we speak. Like, it has a whole life of its own. TikTok has run with it. Radio's run with it. I mean, It's just truly unbelievable. And hearing that story about how it came to be just makes it even more special.
It's wild. Yeah. It's most of our stuff is, I don't think in the history of this band, we've ever had a overnight, Sam, I was texting with Sam Smith yesterday, just congratulating him on Unholy. And it's like, it comes out and debuts #1 in the world. Like, what's that like? I've never, like, One Republic, we've been having hits for 15, 16 years now. This would be, I think, going into our 16th year. We've never once had, it's always the song that it's been out for 6 months or 9 months, and then it creeps its way up and then it's everywhere. And then I don't know what it is about our band that has always been, it's been like a long, slow battling it out up the hill, every song. It's just the nature of it. So, I mean, I think, it's like, you got to take it for what it is. And I think those types of songs tend to last longer. They have a much longer shelf life. A great example is like Heat Waves, Glass Animals. That song took a year to and then out of nowhere, you couldn't get rid of it. It was just it was the biggest song in the world everywhere for like 6 months. So I would definitely rather have that than what I need to do. What I need to do next, though, is we got to write like the Neighborhood Sweater Weather. That dude, like,
it's still like top of the charts right now.
Oh, it's like number 24 in the world right now.
Why? Like, what?
Every September. Here's the genius part about that song. He had no idea when he wrote it, right? It is so much bigger now than when it came out in 2014, 2013. It came out almost 10 years ago, because every September, the moment Labor Day clicks and September happens, Sweater Weather for the third year in a row climbs the chart. And then guess what? It's Sweater Weather until like March. Holy hell. Like I'm just like, this guy unknowingly wrote the most long lasting song of all time. So I'm like literally going, I need to write a song that's like feels like summer's coming, like what?
And just own the season.
T-shirt weather, and just own the damn season.
Well, I wanted to ask you, you've written so much timeless music, and you just referenced a few songs that you love already. Was there a song that you wish you wrote, that you wish you had a hand in?
Easily.
You know what I mean?
That's so easy. That's so easy. I mean, the easiest one would be like Every Breath You Take, because it's the most played song of all time. But let me say something, like, let's say in the last 10 years, there's probably 2 songs a year that come out every year, 2, where I'm like, I wish I wrote that. Like, I can't believe, and sometimes I'll even go, it sounds like I wrote that. Like, and for me in the last decade, if I could steal any song or go into Wikipedia and add my name as one of the writers, it's Gautier, Somebody I Used to Know. That is in songwriter circles, like the world that I live in LA and New York and London, people who just write songs for a living, that is one of the holy grail songs. You know, I've been lucky enough to be a part of 2 or 3 holy grail songs in 6. I've been doing this 19 years, and I've had arguably maybe three like holy grail songs in 19 years. Somebody I Used to Know, to me, is more iconic. I feel like it's better than anything I've ever written. It's just one of those, it's such a monstrous chorus and melody. And it's also very not formulaic. So the other reason that writers like it is that it's not a cookie cutter pop record. It's unique and sounds almost like an indie record. And but it's a monster. And that's I really wish that I could go back in time and be in that room. While
telling a heartfelt story too. Like it encompasses everything that's
it's heartbreaking. You can this the relationship wrecked this guy. And I think that's just one of those, you know, it was lightning in a bottle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, as in I Ain't Worried. It's just this lightning rod that has just
trying,
it just keeps on going. And just, you know, congrats, man. Congrats to the whole crew on what a year it's been, and what 15 years, as you put it, right?
Yeah, 15. I mean, Apologize came out August of 2007.
Yeah.
And so if I'm doing the math correctly, and it's been almost 15 years for Bleeding Love. We're approaching the 15-year anniversary of Bleeding Love. So they both came out. Apologize and Bleeding came out within a month of each other. So it's right at 15 years, which is crazy.
Would you say I Ain't Worried is one of the most proud of songs that you've been a part of?
I will say that time will tell. History, like hindsight, is for sure 2020. So far, it looks like it could be. I could argue that it will for sure be one of the biggest hits I've ever written or that we've ever put out. But one of the big reasons for that is nothing to do with the song itself, but by virtue of the fact that we are in one of the most like pivotal, like turning point scenes in the largest movie of all time. Like, it occurred to us a few weeks ago, or occurred to me a few weeks ago. I was like, when is this song gonna, like, because, you know, you get in the stupid recording artist conversations, or when's the next single coming, and what is it, you know, what's the vibe? And then we had to ask the question, well, when is this song going to die down? And then somebody in our team said, well, when will people stop watching Top Gun? And I was like, oh, good point. Like, I don't even know if we'll beat this song ever again, because for as long as people will keep watching one of the biggest movies of all time, every time they watch it, it will trigger them with this song, which will draw people back to listening to the song. So it's an interesting. We've had a lot of different kinds of big records. We've never had one in a movie that's this big. So they're kind of going to feed each other for the foreseeable future. So we'll see. We'll see. I feel like every 4th of July, I feel like we didn't write Sweater Weather, but I feel like every Memorial Day and 4th of July, you're going to see I Ain't Worried just like come back on the charts.
With the mustaches and the whole thing.
The whole 9 yards, yeah.
The whole 9 yards. I'm wrapping it up now. It's just incredible to hear these stories. Just amazing. I'm so into the songwriting process and how this incredible song came to be. So just thank you for spending some time with us, Ryan, and all the best on the second leg of the tour, you and the guys, and we'll have to catch up with you soon, all right?
Thank you. All right, man. Thanks.